state calls her, please?
The state calls Valerie Lancaster. All right, Ms. Lancaster, can you raise your right hand? Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth to help you God?
I do.
All right, can you tell the jurors your name and then go ahead and spell your name for the court reporter?
Valerie Lancaster, Valerie Lancaster.
All right, Ms. Lancaster, can you tell us what you do?
I am a math teacher at Apalachee High School.
And how long have you worked at Apalachee High School?
This is my second year.
And where did you work, or how long have you been a teacher?
This is year 20.
In addition to being a math teacher, do you coach anything?
I do. I coach basketball and golf.
In September of 2024, what was your second period class?
My second period class was a collab geometry class.
And what do you mean by collab?
There's 2 teachers in the room for to cover special ed students that have IEPs.
And who else was teaching with you?
David Phoenix.
And was he also a golf coach?
Yes.
And who handled what part of the class?
We actually did it, we team teach, so if I was doing the main teaching that day, he would be circling the room, checking on kids, making sure that they were doing their work or answering questions, and then vice versa. If he was doing the main teaching, I was doing the circling.
Okay. I'm going to pull up State's Exhibit 3.2. And this is a partial map of the school. We have what we believe is your room circled. Is that where your room was?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And right next to your room, who taught that class?
Mr. Aspel.
Okay. And what hall is that on?
That's the I hall.
And is it like the last classroom before you get to J hall?
Yes, like the intersection.
Okay. On September 4th of 2024, who was being the lead teacher and who was being the co-teacher in your class that day?
I was lead teaching at that time.
Okay. So does that mean that Coach Phoenix was kind of walking around helping?
Yes, ma'am.
While you were in class that day, did something happen that kind of drew your attention away from the class to something outside the class?
Yes, ma'am. We heard a loud noise. It kind of sounded like lockers banging or like dropping of Stanley cups is what we heard at that time.
Was that something unusual?
Yes.
Okay. As a result of hearing that, what happened?
We kind of just looked at each other, and then Coach Phoenix walked out into the hallway to try to see what was going on.
And as far as kind of the way your classroom is set up, when he walked out of the classroom, which way did he go, or could you tell?
I couldn't tell.
Okay. And do y'all have like a closed door policy at Apalachee?
Yes, ma'am.
And tell us what that is.
The doors are supposed to stay closed unless you're leaving or entering, and with that, they stay closed and locked.
Okay. So when Coach Phoenix briefly walked out, did he leave the door open when he walked out?
I don't remember.
Okay. At some point while he was outside the classroom, tell me what happened.
While he was outside of the classroom, he was shocked.
Okay. And did you hear that?
Yes.
Now, while he was outside or right before he left, did anything happen inside your classroom in terms of there being a notification that there was a lockdown or a hard lockdown?
Well, like as he's walking out, there was a notification that the lockdown was started.
And how are you aware that there's a notification?
The screens went to like a lockdown screen.
Okay. And so after he was shot, what happened?
He came back into the room and leaned on the wall, and I was helping the children get against the wall into their areas, and I looked over and said, "Are you okay?" And then he said no, that he had been shot, and so then
Go on.
Then I started trying to figure out what was going on and started to try to help him.
Okay. So I'll back up a little bit. When he came into the classroom, was he able to shut the door behind him?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. As far as when there is a hard lockdown, what kind of protocol do y'all learn to do in that situation?
Get away from the doors and be quiet and close everything down as much as possible.
Does that include try to turn off the lights and kind of make everything dark?
Yes.
And did you follow that protocol that day?
No.
Or in terms of getting away from the door?
Yes, we got away from the door, but we didn't get the lights turned off.
Okay. And where did you put all of your students?
If you look at that picture, it's along the back wall of the room. It's actually parallel to the J Hall.
So basically where J Hall is, y'all's backs were up against that part of the room. And you said as soon as he came back in, you got all your students in the back, and then you tried to figure out how to help him. Have you had any training in first aid?
Yes.
Tell us about that.
I have actually a lot of training in first aid in multiple different areas. So as a coach, I've gone through all of the CPR and first aid that's required for coaching. But as a Girl Scout, I have done all of the different levels of first aid and training. And then when I was in high school, I was also trained in some first aid through athletic training. So I have a little bit of pieces in everything, but also as a teacher, we do the Stop the Bleed training as well.
Okay. So prior to this day, you had been through basically 3 different types of first aid training. In trying to help Coach Phoenix, did you utilize that training?
Yes.
And what did you do to try to help him?
I teach with a classroom where we use dry erase markers and rags a lot. So the first thing I did was collect those rags so that we could apply pressure with some type of dressing. And we got him flat and rolled over so that I could apply pressure. With it being in his hip, I didn't have a chance to put any tourniquets because that wasn't an option. So the best option for that was just to put pressure as much as we could.
And kind of as you're trying to keep your kids calm, did you enlist the help of any students to also help Coach Phoenix?
Yeah, I had 2 students that could not sit any longer, and they insisted that they had to do something, so I gave them jobs and they were helpful.
Okay. When this happened, did you try to call anybody to alert somebody what was going on?
I did. My husband is a principal in the county, so I was with the button push. I know that it tells you that there's a problem, but not what the problem is. So I wanted to try to find out how I could get somebody to help us and know exactly that we needed emergency care at the time. So I called my husband.
And were you able to make contact with him?
I was, and he told me to call 911, but I couldn't get through.
And I know you may not remember this, but about how long did it take before law enforcement was able to get there to help with Coach Phoenix?
It felt like forever, but I don't know exactly how long.
Once they got there, did they take him away?
Yes.
Okay. And did y'all eventually get to be evacuated from the school as well?
Yes.
And where did y'all go?
Originally, they moved us across the hall into the one that says Aikens, and we were housed there for a little while, and then we were moved down J Hall out to the football field.
When you got out to the football field, is that where everybody was going?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And how long were y'all out there?
A long time.
And what were y'all doing out there?
Just checking on the kids and corralling them until everybody could figure out how to properly get them to the right place with their family members.
And were, I guess, family members and parents eventually allowed on the football field to take everybody home?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Does your room have a recording system, a video recording system?
Yes, ma'am.
And have you had an opportunity to review the recording from September 4th of 2024?
Yes, ma'am.
And does it kind of accurately portray what happened that day in terms of Coach Phoenix leaving and coming back and what y'all did with the students?
Yes, ma'am.
Your Honor, State's Exhibit 23 has already been introduced in the evidence through Matt Thompson. At this time, we would like to publish a clip, which is from 2 minutes to 3 minutes and 40 seconds of that video that's been introduced.
No issues?
Okay.
All right.
And if you could pause it before you play it, just so. Okay, before we play it, we're gonna treat this like a clock. Does that make sense? If you could tell us on the clock where the door is.
4 or 5.
4 or 5 o'clock, and then where are you and where is Coach Phoenix?
I am 12, 1 o'clock.
Okay.
Coach Phoenix is like 9 o'clock.
Okay. All right. At this time, we'll go ahead and play the video. Is that when y'all heard something?
Mm-hmm.
And is that the hard lockdown sign that came up?
Yes, ma'am. Okay. I don't have anything further for you, Miss Lancaster.
Cross.
No cross, Judge, thank you.
All right. Thank you, ma'am. Here you go.